Having used the VLE for a while now, you'll probably, like me, find that your course is a little bit unorganized. If you look on my side menu here, you'll see I've got loads and loads of different links, and for a student this would not be very clear at all as to where they need to go to get to a different element. So one of the first things in trying to organize your course would be to actually try to make this as organized as you can. Now you can do this by deleting certain areas, clicking the arrow here and delete, but make sure you've already moved the content within there before you do that. Try renaming them to make more sense, and you can certainly try hiding things if you don't want to delete it right away. That's a quick fix. So hide things, get it set up the way you want it. Another thing is that you can create dividers. So these are lines that go across, and you can use these to separate different elements, and you can also create subheaders. Work, and this creates a header. Now headers aren't always the best in my opinion, because students might think that these are a link as well and try to click on them, but certainly by dividing and maybe even using headers, and you can make this a lot nicer to look at. So let's have a look. I'm going to take you to the new Blackboard now. This is what Blackboard looks like in Service Pack 8. This is Service Pack 5. This is Service Pack 8, but they're pretty much the same, just looks a bit nicer. But you'll see here in my menu system I've now managed to condense my course down to 6 different links for the students, and I've got dividers to divide it between different elements. So here we have the home page, and then about your tutors, the teachers that are on the course. We then have a project section where all my project work will go for the students. They can then see the grades that they've got for those projects. I then have kind of current information such as the to-do list and the course calendar, and I feel that's enough for this particular course. The projects is the only content area, the only place where folders are stored, whereas on here I've got lots and lots and lots of different content areas. So when you go into a content area, as you can see, it's quite possible for these content areas to become quite full, and you have to scroll down to see it. I'll switch edit mode off, and the student will see this, and it goes down and down the page. And this can be, when your course gets really big, lots of projects, lots of files, lots of information, this can become a bit of a pain for the students needing to see things. And often you'll put the oldest thing at the top, and then it goes all the way down, so the new stuff is right at the bottom. This is not the best. Now, a really quick way to organize your stuff is using a learning module. A learning module is done through the build content area, and you build a learning module. And if I name this learning module and submit, and it's going to appear at the very bottom. As I said, everything appears at the bottom, which is a pain. So I'm going to move this up to the top, and there's the learning module. Now, going into the learning module, I can now build items or any other kind of file I want, and let's call this welcome, and submit, and you'll see there's my welcome item, but it's put a menu here. So I see all the files going down, but what does the student see? Well, the student will lose the title, and the title goes up here. The content appears here. So let's have a look at a learning module in the new version. So if I go to my projects area and go to project 1, here is a learning module. There's my welcome page, and then if I click on the brief page, there's the assignment sheet to download, and then here's the criteria, and it goes all the way through. You can add all sorts of stuff. You can even add assignment submissions to this, and so students can submit their assignment within the learning module. The nice thing is that you have project 1, project 2, maybe unit 1 or module 1, depending on the type of course you're doing, and all teachers can add to that. But if you work as a team on deciding how to do it, then you can actually have all of the elements that deal with this particular project or unit in one place, but it's very easy for the students to get to where they need to. So for a student it's 1 click, 2 clicks and 3 clicks, and they are at the lesson content for week 4. Don't do that. So that is a nice way to organize your course. It's just one method. You might have different methods that you want to use, but certainly I like the learning module, and I think personally that keeping your menu here as simple as possible makes it easier for the students.